Hey friends, welcome back to my weekly videos. If you've never been here before, my name is Sarah. I'm a mentor and a life coach, and I share videos on self-development and faith-based videos, but most of the time it's just me coming on here and sharing my thoughts with you guys. I hope that it can always be thought-provoking or inspiring or uplifting in some way. So for this video for today, I wanted to encourage you guys that you are making a difference and to not forget about the one and going after the one. Okay, so the way that this thought came to me is yesterday I was talking to one of my friends. We're working on a project that I'm really excited to share with you guys. It's going to be a couple months from now, but we're working on this project, and I started thinking, what if only one person wants to buy this product that we're putting together? What if just one person does? Isn't that such a waste of time? What's the point, kind of thing? And I don't know, this thought just kind of came over me that reminded me of this parable in the Bible, and it just kind of made me start to see things differently. The way that the world demonstrates and tells us what success is very different than what God says success is. And so my perspective started to change, but I did just want to say that there's nothing wrong with wanting our businesses and our careers to be successful and wanting to accumulate wealth, as long as it's for the right purposes and it's being stewarded in the right way. So I'm not saying that I'm against that in any way or that I don't want things to take off, but I wanted this to be a reminder of why the one actually really does matter. Okay, so first I'm going to share with you guys a parable from the Bible. It is a little bit lengthy, so please just bear with me. And I'm going to read it in the Message version, so it's a really simple translation so we can all follow along. Okay, so everyone just put your listening hats on. I'm going to be reading Luke 15. Again, this is the Message version, and this is the story of the lost sheep. By this time, a lot of men and women of doubtful reputation were hanging around Jesus, listening intently. The Pharisees and religion scholars were not pleased, not at all pleased. They growled, "He takes in sinners and eats meals with them, treating them like old friends." Their grumbling triggered the story. So basically, Jesus is sitting around with people that are not acceptable in society at that time, sinners and tax collectors, and then there's these Pharisees and really self-righteous people that are all about following the rules, and they're looking down at the situation why is he sitting with these people? So that's what triggers Jesus to tell this story. And he says, "Suppose one of you had 100 sheep and lost one. Wouldn't you leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the lost one until you found it? When found, you can be sure you would put it across your shoulders, rejoice, and when you come home, call in your friends and your neighbors, saying, 'Celebrate with me, I found my lost sheep.' And then he says, count on it. There's more joy in heaven over one sinner's rescued life than over 99 good people in no need of rescue." So he's starting with a broad story, and then he kind of narrows it down. So now he tells the parable of the story of the lost coin. He says, "Or imagine a woman who has 10 coins and loses one. Won't she light a lamp and scour the house, looking in every nook and cranny until she finds it? And when she finds it, you can be sure that she'll call her friends and neighbors and say, 'Celebrate with me, I found my lost coin.' And then he says, count on it. That's the kind of party God's angels throw every time one lost soul turns to God." So he goes from the sheep to the coin, and now he narrows it down to a son. So this is the last part of the parable. So it's the story of the lost son. Then he said, "There was once a man who had 2 sons. The younger said to his father, 'Father, I want right now what's coming to me.'" So he wants his inheritance immediately. So the father divided the property between the 2 sons. It wasn't long before the younger son packed his bags and left for a distant country. There he was undisciplined and dissipated. He wasted everything he had. After he had gone through all of his money, there was a bad famine all through the country, and he began to hurt. So basically he blew his entire inheritance, and now he's starving. He signed on with a citizen there who assigned him 2 fields to slop his pigs, so he's feeding the pigs. He was so hungry he would have eaten the corn cobs in the pig slop, but no one would give him any. So that brought him to his senses. He said, "All those farm hands working for my father sit down to 3 meals a day, and here I am starving to death. I'm going back to my father, and I'll say to him, 'Father, I've sinned against God. I've sinned before you. I don't deserve to be called your son. Take me as a hired hand.' He got right up and went home to his father." So he's going to go and work as a servant for his father. All right, we're getting to the end of the story. So when he was still a long way off, his father saw him. His heart pounding, he ran out and embraced him and kissed him. The son started his speech. "Father, I've sinned against God. I've sinned against you. I don't deserve to be called your son ever again." But the father wasn't listening. He was calling to the servants, "Quick, bring a clean set of clothes and dress him. Put a family ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Then get a grain-fed heifer and roast it." So, a cow? "We're going to feast. We're going to have a wonderful time. My son is here, given up for dead and now alive, given up for lost and now found." And they began to have a wonderful time. All right, the last part of the story. All this time, his older son, remember the older son who has always kept the rules and didn't give his father grief, was out in the field. When the day's work was done, he came in. As he approached the house, he heard the music and the dancing. Calling over one of the houseboys, he asked what was going on. He told him, "Your brother came home. Your father has ordered a feast. Barbecued beef, because he has him home safe and sound." The older brother stalked off in an angry sulk and refused to join in. His father came out and tried to talk to him, but he wouldn't listen. The son said, "Look how many years I've stayed here serving you, never giving you one moment of grief. But have you ever thrown a party for me and my friends? Then this son of yours, who has thrown away your money on prostitutes, shows up and you go all out with a feast." His father said, "Son, you don't understand. You're with me all the time, and everything that is mine is yours. But this is a wonderful time. We had to celebrate. This brother of yours was dead, and he's alive. He was lost, and he is found." So obviously, as you can see with the point of this parable, is that there is never one that doesn't matter. There is never one that should be disregarded. It doesn't matter how many others there are. And that's also the way that Jesus sees us as well. It doesn't matter how many billions of souls that there are, that there have been, that there will be. There's never one that he's like, it's only one, because each one of us were fearfully and wonderfully made, and we are seen as God's own prized possession. So he's making the point across that each one of us is so valuable and so important. And when you think about it, if you had children, if you had 10 children, and something happened to one of them, would one of them not matter? So I really wanted to encourage those people who have just impacted the one so far, and to not look at it as just being one. Like maybe you're an author and you only sold one book, or maybe you started a YouTube channel and you're putting out, whether it's like educational content or something that's funny or uplifting, and you have one view, or maybe you're some type of coach and you have one client. Whatever it is that you do for work, or maybe it's something that you do on the side where you're trying to make an impact and you're seeing that there's only one. To not look at it as it being only one. That's the way that the world wants us to see things. Whereas the way that Jesus sees things, the way that God sees things, is that one is so important, because that is one life, and that one life is worth fighting for. I am very much an all or nothing person, and that's something that I really had to work on. And the way that I would see it before is like, unless I'm helping tons of people, why does it matter if I help one? Well, it matters because this is someone's life. If you think about our own life, or our like mom or our dad or our sibling or our loved one, our partner, and we think about how much their one life matters. If they were gone, how much would we miss them? How much would their one life matter? It would matter. Another reason why I wanted to share this is because this is also a tactic to have you be discouraged and be intimidated to not continue with what you're doing. So I'm not saying that we always want to leave it at one, and that we never want to grow our business, that we never want to sell more books or have more views or change more lives. But I'm just saying that we don't want to discredit ourselves and just kind of like dismiss it and say we just have that one person, so it really doesn't matter. But like I was saying with the intimidation factor, and I'm just going to really quickly go over this because I haven't spoken about this on my channel before. As a lot of you guys know, I just started talking about my faith on this channel, so this might be terminology that a lot of people may or may not be familiar with. But basically, there is good, there is evil, there is good spirits, there is bad spirits, there is heaven, there is hell, there is God, and there is an enemy. And in the Bible, it says that the enemy's job is to come to steal, kill, and to destroy. I'm just going to repeat that: to steal, kill, and to destroy. So if we are doing something good, if we are wanting to help people and make a difference in this world, whatever it is that you're doing in your business, in your everyday life, in your work, with small acts of kindness, whatever it is that you're doing on the side, if you're doing something to make a difference, do you think that an entity, if I can even call it an entity, would be happy with that? Don't you think that that entity would want to come in and to steal it and to destroy it? And how is that done? A lot of the times, actually all of the time, it starts in our mind. So it's those thoughts that are condemning us, that are discouraging us, that are saying to us, you know what? What's the point? You only sold one book. You only have one view. You only have one sign up. You only sold one product. You only changed one life. You're really not making a difference. So why are you even doing what you do? You might as well give up. You might as well save your time, save your money, save your effort, and just not dream so big. I just wanted to say right now, do not be intimidated by that. Do not buy into the lie that what you're doing is not making a difference just because you haven't seen it turn into what the world considers to be success. When you keep going after the one, when you keep doing it for the one, and then for the two, and then for the three, and then for the four, God honors that because that's what He would do. And I really wanted to share this with you guys because this is something that I fall victim to as well. And it was a mindset that I wasn't even realizing that I had just a couple of days ago, where I was thinking, is there really a point in doing this? I mean, all of this effort and time and money spent for what? For one person. Even if it's just one person, we are going after the one. And then from there, things can definitely grow and things can flourish, and God honors that. But please don't be hard on yourself and don't discredit yourself because you just have one. It is one life that you have the ability to change. It is one person. They have one mind, one soul, one spirit, one body. They have friends, they have family, they have people who care about them, and their one life can be changed because of you, because of your book, because of your videos, because of your product, because of what you're doing. So please do not give up. Please do not allow this to intimidate you and to discourage you to stop what you're doing, because what you're doing does make a difference. It does make a difference for the one. God sees that, God honors that, and He's going to bless you for that. So that's it for this video for today. I just wanted to share this with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, definitely send it to someone, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.